Look, we're almost at peak Evil Boy. Our Linkin Park meter is going back up. The dark glam metalheads.
Decontamination complete.
We almost got our My Chemical Romance meter back at full. Once we do that, we can turn on our iPod and then go all Evil Boy. Oh, we might have enough. Oh yeah, we have enough gems, I think, to get our first Evil Boy power. So let's do that. Let's unlock our Evil Boy power. Evil Boy!
You do well to rid the world of this metal scourge. As a reward, I grant you a dark power.
Here is our first board wipe. A move we will probably be using more than any other move with our Evil Boy. It's implied that the Metalheads have an actual name, but like people just call them Metalheads. You missed the first Sig mission, Onyx, where we tagged and bagged the 5 Metalheads at the pumping station. You missed that first. We literally just finished that mission right before you showed up, so you missed that. Okay, Clancy Brown. I trust you. I trust you, Clancy. I don't trust you. I trust Connor, the android from Cyberlife. Clancy Brown will save us from the metalheads. Absolutely, 100%. Totally agree. We are killing a lot of people. I imagine that the reason these corridors are so tight is not because they want them to be. I imagine these tight corridors exist almost purely for loading reasons. Because they only, like, you know, there's only a couple, like a handful of civilians out on the field at a time. And the tight corridors make this area more plausible for its density. Well, in the water area, like the reason you can the water area is there is because there's not a lot to load in that area. If I had to guess, I would imagine every one of these alleys is just a second for the console to buffer the next texture that it needs to load in this section. Knowing what I know about PS2 game design, like there were a lot of decisions that were made because of the hardware, not because of the gameplay design and game balance. And these tight corridors strike me as that, because you're otherwise right. Why would you make corridors that tight?
You boys are turning out to be quite useful, eh? I have another task for you. The sewers used to be a fabulous smuggling route for me before the Baron installed security devices.
And before those late-night snack runs kept you from fitting out the front door.
I bet you've hatched another brilliant plan in that hungry little brain of yours. So, who or what do we have to shake down, knock out, or blow up?
Well, I need someone to go down and shoot every sentry gun in this
That's there for strippers.
And I'll give you a sweet weapon upgrade if you succeed.
Let me guess. Dank, murky water? Reeks worse than your breath at an oyster fest? Fuller of metalheads than your plate at a one-pass buffet? And of course, weapons more lethal than your ever-so-tiny whiteys on a hot summer day. Look, Donut Hole, why don't we float around here looking hot and heavy, and you go roto-root the pipes?
We're not doing anything until you tell us why metalheads were trading with the Baron's
That was
force.
sensual? Jesus Christ.
Kneecap, eh? All I know is that the Baron cut a desperate deal with the metalhead leader. Metalheads need eco, so the Baron supplies them with regular shipments. In return, the metalheads agree to attack the city just enough to satisfy the Baron's continued rule.
Yeah, but how long can that deal last?
Well, the Baron is running short on eco, eh? And the metalheads are short on patience. Baron Praxis needs this war to keep in power. Otherwise, the city would put the true ruler on the throne, wherever that little brat is.
Daxter and I will clear your sewers. And we haven't forgotten about that weapons upgrade you promised in return.
Bloodsuckers.
Nothing so far.
I wonder if, like, is, like, Jack's irrational anger supposed to be explained away by the dark eco inside of him?
Moving to next sector.
Because otherwise, I will admit, he does go from 0 to 50 kind of fast. I mean, it was actually 2 years torture, but yes. Where he's got a hair-raised trigger. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, probably it's a mixture of the torture and the dark eco, you're right. It is still kind of astounding how like, I still think about the me back then. It was like, oh wow, this is a whole different game than the Jak and Daxter. This is pretty cool.
The area is secure.
Become metal. I think something dark eco something explains metalheads. I think that's the explanation is something dark eco something dark eco something. Oh look! It's an elevator loading screen!
City in your progress.
Hi Mass Effect, been a while. We're at Max Evil Boy.
Shoot the gun, Jack!
That's one turret down. Keep looking.
Dumbass. I will try to use Dark Eco in this more than I do in the UMX ones. Just because it is a tool that the designers want you to use. Because otherwise it just doesn't make sense that you do this like thing, like this whole thing about being dark and evil. Except you never use dark power, so you never see it. So for the purpose of just being more interesting to watch, I'm going to try to use my dark powers more often than I would in a typical playthrough. Oh, asshole! Alright, there's a way back up, thank God. There we go.
2 turrets. Good
Thanks, crew. I appreciate you telling me that I'm going to work. Very supportive of me going evil boy. Look at all those skull gems. I should have saved it for here. You were correct. I was thinking the exact same thing, but you know, too late to worry about that. This would have been a great place for a Void White. My Wrath of God. Look at the evil boy just soar. I can feel my chemical romance in my veins. I am going to make that joke a lot because I do love this game. I think it's clear, otherwise I wouldn't play it. But there is a part of me who can't help but remember just how everything was trying to be dark and edgy at the time. Tourette's syndrome. They called the trophy Tourette's syndrome. Yeah, edgy, but in a T for teen kind of way. Exactly. That is exactly it. Okay, fair, it didn't actually end, but like it is kind of simmered down compared to what it was back in the like late 90s, early 2000s. It has kind of simmered down since then. But you're right, it is still very much a thing that happens in the modern era. In the year of our Lord 2023.
Decontamination complete.
But I argue it's just way more so in the PS2 era than it is now. Because, like, again, this is largely a response to GTA, which is a gritty game. Like, it is hard to argue that this is not GTA-like. Like, it is as GTA could ever possibly be. You need to stop running into guards. I was trying to switch cars. There we go. This one has more armor, so I prefer to have cars with some decent armor to them. Zoomer is nice, but I like a car that will actually get me to a destination. I will admit, this like GTA style, like getting heat on you and then having to lose heat, this is very bare bones. Now that I'm playing this again in modern day, this is a very bare bones system. There's not a whole lot of meat there.
What is that horrible?
It is mostly aesthetics.
Oh, great! We do your dirty work in the sewers and come back smelling worse than a wet hip hog in a warm barn. This could have a serious impact on the lady factor.
No. I think it was my lunch, actually.
Ew.
Nice work in the sewers, eh? I guess you're looking for that weapon upgrade. Well, there's a blaster mod stashed in some crates at the port. Find it.
Yeah, this is very fatphobic. Reminds me of, There's been a thread going around lately about, old X-Play. and how casually, like, racists, sexists, homophobic a lot of those old X-Play segments are, because that was the era. And this is reminding me of that thread so clearly.
The blaster is a good all-around choice with a nice rate of fire. This weapon requires
I forgot how quickly we got the blaster mod. We're only like an hour and a half into the game. This is my favorite weapon in the game, out of the four. Like, this is the one that you end up using more than anything else.
automatically hit the second target. Now that's a Wastelander move. They won't know what hit them. You can find yellow ammo in crates. Would you like to test your skills on the gun course?
It is the most efficient gun, and it is because, as Onyx points out, you can do this. And that blast will just hit whatever you want.
Good luck.
Because the aim assist on this gun is ridiculous. Just occurs to me, you can't see my score. Let's try... No, this is my health corner. So I guess we'll have to go with... Oh, I mean, what? Oh, we're at bronze already. This course is not even really off the ground. This is so weird. The thing about the spin move is that though it is very powerful, it is also a huge ammo sink. But it is, like, this is by far the best gun in the game, and it's not even close. It's not even close to how effective this gun is compared to every other gun in the game. Well, we've got two objectives now, except the crew one is closer, so we're just going to do that one. I am not doing any of the, like, a lot of the optional stuff because it's a lot. There's a lot of optional stuff in this game, and I just can't be bothered doing it all for the Let's Play. I 100% this game once as a kid. I don't feel like doing it again.
I have a proposition for
Got
you,
nothing
Jack.
to prove.
Racing is the biggest sport in the city. Errol is the undisputed grand champion.
We're already
He's
doing the
crazy
racing stuff?
and dangerous on the track. My kind of guy. Only a fool would dare race against him, eh? And that's where you two come in. A client of mine is looking for a fast driver for her racing team. Here's a security pass to get you into the stadium section. and your contract with just a few trifles for me. I've already signed your name to save time.
I've already signed your name
We,
to
the
save
racers, hereby
time.
agree to give crew all proceeds from race earnings, endorsement fees, broadcast royalties, syndication residuals, vehicle sponsorships, small appearance fees, collectible card assets, fast food tie-ins, use of likeness rights, talk show deals, clothing lines, all print rights, including book, novella, comic, pamphlet, ticket tape, neon sign, and bathroom graffiti designs. Toy rights, shoe lines, mood rings, game rights. Game rights? Vitamin
Game
endorsements,
rights.
City kickback movie deals, and of course, all death and dismemberment accident insurance claims.
We
Game
can look at
rights.
these tiny details later. If you can get from here to the race garage near the stadium in less than 3 minutes, my client said she would consider letting you drive for her team.
I love when they break the fourth wall in these games. So this is another race, but fortunately, this one's actually pretty easy. I recall this not being too much of a problem.
Suspicious activity in the sector.
Our mysterious client, Blira. Blira, yes. Blira Knightley.
This is a no-hover zone.
Couldn't be anyone else. 3 minutes is actually a lot of time. What did happen to Keira Knightley? That's a good question. Keira Knightley is Elizabeth Swann in the Pirates movies.
Got suspicious activity.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in anything in a very long time. We can change vehicles, I'm pretty sure.
Please advise. Suspect's description.
Oh yeah, but like Blira Knightley from Pirates, like we want to know about her too. There's more than one Kira in the world. I'm sure Kira, Jak, and Daxter is fine doing something. Uh-oh. Look, he angered the guards. Time to ignore them while we go to our destination. These corridors suck.
Subject not in sight. Hey! Suspect in vehicle. Gentlemen, suspect moving to sector 6.
You're strange. Crimson Guard banter is kind of silly.
Suspect moving into high-speed chase in sector 4.
Oh no, we're going the wrong way. Shit. We might not make it in time, actually. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, I'm so close.
Suspect in vehicle.
I was so close. If I had picked a faster car to switch to, I would have been fine. Oh well. Oh well.
Controlling sector.
Gotta try again. That is what sucks about the Zoomer. The Zoomer is a very fast vehicle. It's just so fragile. It's so fragile.
I'm on foot.
Oh no, I'm going the wrong way again. The chat for 2 seconds. Looking at chat. And then I forgot, and I realized I was driving the wrong direction. Sue me.
I speak Jason, sector.
You're strange. The Crimson Guard banter is ridiculous. I'm using my radar mostly to tell me where to go. I don't know if this game had like the line that most games do these days. It mostly you just have the radar in the bottom. Fucking hell! Alright, we're making good time though. We should get there in the time this time.
Sweeping for suspects.
Yeah, we're much more comfortable pace at this point.
This is Unit Alpha. We're en route.
Much more comfortable. Made it.
Hello? Crew said someone was looking for a race driver?
I'm busy right now. You must be Crew's new errand boys. Look, I don't mean to be rude. You did get here fast. But I'm not interested in any new drivers right now. And I've got work to do.
I don't know who that
Is
is.
there anything we can do?
No! I'm working on a secret vehicle project.
Okay, sorry.
Listen, if you think you've got the guts to race in this town, try taking my prototype jet board out on the stadium course. Beat the stadium
I love
challenge,
them,
and
like,
maybe I'll consider you
saying
for
the
my
words jet board soundly to each other. That's some good animation, I will say. Yeah, I wonder who that could be. You know, the person who was voiced by the person who voiced Kira in the first Jak and Daxter game. I wonder who that could be. Could possibly, like, maybe Blira is someone we know. I don't know. Blira Blamos must be someone, maybe someone different from Kira Samos. But who cares? We got a jet board.
You can get on and off the jet board at any time. You can jump on your jet board. You can get a higher jump by ducking before you jump. Jump and jump again a little after you've landed for an even bigger launch. Try getting up on that higher ledge with a boost jump. You can land on a railing, grind across it. Try grinding on that railing.
We'll get to Dark Eco Well mission at some point, but that is later. That is much later.
You can spin in the air, land a perfect 360 for a speed boost. You can do flips while you jump. You can also do jumps
Ready for
from
some very, very light,
above. Try to put a number of moves together.
very light
Spin enough
Tony
flips to
Hawk
win the
gameplay?
challenge.
Ready for some very light... Very light Tony Hawk gameplay. I have never used the flaming rings in my life to get gold in this. You can mostly just mash buttons to get a big score. There's actually not a lot of effort involved.
Congratulations, you achieved the silver record.
Yeah, that was me not even really trying. Like, you can mostly just mash and get a high score in this. I gotta get to Spyro 3. I would probably agree with you, actually. I think Spyro 3's is a bit more fleshed out. This is very bare bones, Tony Hawk. This is very bare bones. But, like, it's fine. It is fine. It does the job.